All right, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Hi.
Hello, Mr.
Alright.
Munzil.
Oi. How you want to conduct this?
Long time no see.
Long time no see. How's your design? Okay. Enjoy. Enjoy. Hopefully it's going well and you are catching up. It's long time no see. Yeah. Okay. Who would like to start first? I think from my Chu Chin Ji.
Yes, let's start
I
first.
think okay, I can start first. I think from the list here, the list given, Chu Chin Ji start first. No.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay. I start.
Okay, start.
Good morning to Mr. Munzil and my classmate. Today I'm going to present my deployable structure. From my previous assignment, I get some inspiration to do my assignment 3, which is this deployable structure. As you all can see, this is my deployable structure. So the concept for me to do the structure is concept 3R, which is reduce, recycle, and reuse. The reason I use concept 3R is because I want to let people know how important it is for reduce. Reduce is not only reduce using natural energy and non-recyclable material. We also can use our energy. For example, this structure can be built by 1 to 2% without using any machine. Secondly, is recycle. Using recyclable material is another way to reduce pollution in the environment. The material for the shelter is recyclable wood, reused wood, and metal. All this material can be recycled. And lastly is reuse. For example, I can reuse a old house column that they no need, they don't want for my structure, which means I can save my money to buying column and wasted another natural energy and like pokok-pokok macam tu. So the function for this structure is for those people that are jogging in the park, have a space to rest, sit, and enjoy the view of KLCC Park. Alright, this is my design development. For the design development, I developed a cube to a structure. I use transformation. I cut a part of the cube and I want to let people enjoy the view of KLCC Park. Then I remove some surface of the cube. After that, I think and I feel that if I remove all this surface, they will be very hot. So I add a waterproof fabric, then become the top of the structure. The principle I get all from previous assignment, the case study. So this is the whole KLCC Park, and I choose the location that I want to put the structure here because they got many people and have a playground there. I think it's very suitable for those people to rest. So this is my using mechanism in my structure. It's called scissors mechanism, or also can call scissors lift. Is a type of platform which move vertically rather than horizontally. It uses link folding support in a crisscross pattern. The driving mechanism for a pantograph can be hydraulic or mechanical. So it's very simple to make a scissors mechanism. First, prepare 2 metal bar and screw and nut, and then make a hole in the middle of the bar, both of it, and screw it together. Then it become a simple scissors mechanism. So for the mechanism, I use it to act like a wall because it can give a very wide field of vision. So using 2 metal bar and screw in the middle. Wait, oh, okay. For my deployable, first set up these 3 wall on the floor. Secondly, set up a column, this column on the floor and another 2 column on the ground. After that, the mechanism I can set up. It has a hole on the wall. I can stuck in, and it can grab the column and make it stable. So and this is my bubble diagram. So this is the plan. The length and the width is 2.5 meter. These two is them, and the height is also 2.5. But the top is 2.5, but actually the wall is 2 meter. This is anthropometric. It's suitable to 1 to 2% lah in the structure. So this is my model. I'm lack of material, so I use very simple one to do. So this is top view, the fabric, waterproof fabric. This is bird eye view, and lastly back view. Yeah, I think that's all.
That's it. Wait, yeah. Chu Jinji. All right. Right. Good morning, Chu Jinji. Can you start with the first slide again? You show me the first slide. Okay. First of all, this street art can be developed, not become your final concept. I go to one by one. First, I go to the design concept. Then I look into your creativity, or the design approach and strategies. After that, I look into your creativity, how you solve the problems. All right, you're not really state the problem, so that's why what are the things that you are solving not really there, but it's okay. I maybe I can comment on that. And lastly is the drawing conventions. All right. So I go to these four criteria according to the assessment. All right. So for design concept, let me comment on the 3R here. 3R, you may start with it. It's not, but it's not. It can't be. It can be developed, but it's not really appropriate to use it as your concept because 3R, this reducing everything is basically more about the theory of recycled material. All right, so you can start that as an approach because this already exists out there. Everybody know about what is 3R, and now you go to 4R, 5R, right? So this 3R is about reuse, reduce. Everyone knows about it, all right? But to use it as the concept as an architect, it's like you are clearly state that and not really developing it. So you as a architect try to develop it. You understand about 3R, there's 3R, reduce and everything is 3R, and you develop it become your concept. So how to develop it? So you need to go through and some of research, or I need to go through some of brainstorming to come out the best 3R. So example, you say you starting off of this 3R, and maybe your deployable structure here is more like a collecting recycled material. So example, so this the concept has to be developed. It's not supposed to have it's not yet like you're taking literally. You got what I mean? So example, I'm inspired. My concept, I'm inspired from beetles. Maybe I get beetles, right? Beetles is an insect, but I cannot take beetle become my concept. Understand what I mean? So I have to develop maybe the way the beetle move, the beetle structure, maybe the beetle colors, maybe. So I need to go into more detail about the beetles and how I can be more detailed up and try to show it in my architecture. Know what I mean? So that is concept. You need to develop it. All right. This from 3R, you need to understand it and what you can do further. You need to be a bit brainstorming and come up with a better concept with this. So maybe another idea is you have 3R and how you relate that 3R with your design approach or design strategies with the mechanism of Caesar. How this Caesar can be together with 3R and then come up with your concept. So that's another approach as well. So that's what I mean. You need to go to the level, which is you need to come out, you need to develop your own concept. You know what I mean? So how Caesar can be related to 3R. And then you think about it, how, and they come out name for that. You research a bit and they come out the name, deployable Caesar recycle place, for example, recycle uh, structure or whatever it is. So you need to come out, you need to look into that. All right, so that's according to 3R. So for the next semester, hopefully, you try and discuss further with your lecturer, and then what's you are telling the story, you are narrative the story of how you develop the concept. So you won't come out with this cube shape if you already, you can start with again cube shape here or square shape, but you can still develop it, not become like a very boring cube shape here. Cube have a lot of potential to play around rather than just that become like this square shape here. Okay, so that's regarding the concept. Okay, Sujinji, any question? That's for concept. All right. So my point here is develop the concept. All right. Uh,
Later, can you
I'm not
write in the
sure.
comment?
Yeah.
Can you write in the comment later?
Nah, yeah, sure. So
Ah,
you also take
okay.
note. Yeah, I'm not going to write down everything here, but you also can take note whatever I said. Okay, so that you can refer back to Mr. HR on my comments. Okay, let's go to the design approach and strategies. So you have stated that the approach is using axis, symmetric, and datum. So the datum is not clearly see here, all right? So even though you create from the roof from 3D, not really clearly see the datum, all right? The symmetry, yeah, maybe from the plan, but you need to look overall of your model, overall of your design, okay? Don't look into one's perspective or one's views from the plan only. So look into different side of it, different angle of your model, so that you can come up with a better uh, idea on principle, and you need to develop further. Example, you use axis as symmetrical, all right? So when you are exploring your model, not looking to plan, but even you are elevation as well, where's your axis, where's your symmetrical? You look different side. Where is that? All right. Okay. Uh, then we look into the mechanism. Can you go next? Next slide. Next one. All right. This mechanism here. I don't know what why I don't know why the scrap is there. All right.
Scissors.
Let me Caesar is and crab. The figure is two different thing, right? So
Ah,
interesting. You will start with Caesar, all right? But again, you take it very literally. You just take two things and then you are thinking that's a Caesar. For me, this is just a bracing idea. Just to create bracing to your design. That's it. All right. I think what you can do with this Caesar, I think you start well. You choose Caesar as the main mechanism for deployable this project. All right. And as I told you before just now about your how you are having this mechanism of Caesar and how you combine with 3R, that will be very interesting. Okay. And how you can further develop into this mechanism. So maybe you can start with the structure. You're not going to start with the cube itself. All right. So the
oh,
cube you put you are put it you put it aside for the cube. Relax. All right. Chill. Like maybe you have a cube idea. It's okay. Okay. So might be what you can do here is you are having this deployable structure of Caesar. All right. So maybe example, you have the maybe I can sketch. All right. So example, you are exploring the Caesar structure. Right? So this become one structure. So when you close it, it's like a scissor. You close it, then can be open it again. You know, right? The scissor is jointing together. So example like yeah. All right. So it's become a few structure of this for you to create this deployable structure. All right.
understand.
Uh, understand? So you are explore the scissor structure. You from this scissor, you explore become the structure of your project here, your design here. So you're not just using it literally from this scissor you understanding, you just use for two things. Only two. It's not really seeing the scissor here. You know what I
Mm,
mean? So the
yes.
scissor is become the structure. So don't put the cube first. You create design the
Structure.
structure first. All right. So now when you understand about the structure, how this work, how it works, and then you can go back to your okay cube here or square here. So maybe with that structure that you design. Oh, sorry. Can you go back? All right. If the structure you design, it can be different shape. All right.
Oh, okay.
Understand? So maybe here. All right. So maybe you're designing another part, or so this is can become uh, your structure already. So maybe the yellow color here, you will start to design the mechanism of how you want to become this as a roof, all right? As a cover of the roof, for example. Maybe you say that you have another idea for supporting the roof. All right, so maybe the roof here going to be like, all right, so even you still use a structure of deployable structure. Understand what I mean? Okay. So you use this the structure itself to play around. It's not like you just use these two scissor here become the bracing. So I can say this is just a very literal way of understanding it. All right. So that's that's something that you can explore on. All right. The scissor become the structure of your buildings. And come on to 3R, I think you can develop in terms of scissor. And 3R here, you're not just using the material. That's not just what material you're going to use for your design. The 3R, you can explain like this deployable can become a space for all the collector of recycle. So the space itself can become the 3R, not just the material use. Okay, all right. So and the solution, I don't know. You're not. Explain to me what's are the problem. So example, the problem here, I can see the sitting area that you want to create. That's become your problem. Resting area and sitting area. I don't know how they're going to rest and sit here. You are not solve the issue of how the seating is. So example that you are designing a uh, structure of scissor, and then this structure of scissor as well can create the seating. So become the seating, so people can sit, right? Even the way you are designing the structure that hold this, right? People also can sit. You know what I mean? All right, so your scissor idea is everywhere that you can expand and use it for your deployable project here, and you're solving how people sit in there. Okay, all right, Chinji, understand what I mean? So you are not stated the problem. So example, maybe you have a site constraint problem. You say that on the site there is uh, there is sort of like a lot of trees. Example, the trees that you choose around the site, that site. So you try to have this structure, right, around the trees, example, attached to the trees, example, you are trying to solve that kind of a problem, so that your shape, your mechanism or your design here blend in with the nature, and you are solving the issue. All right, people can sit and around the shaded, it's a shaded under the trees, as an example. So you are not settled the issue. You have to settle what's the problem. You sample that the sitting area, resting area here is your problem actually. The problem that you need to solve, and how you are solving it. What kind of sitting is it laying there? If they are lying down, how they are lying down? Is it you are lying down just like that, or you say that I'm giving sort of like a degree for them to lying down, right? So human can lie down with certain degrees. All right. So you are so that you can play around with the planes, all right, with the ground plane. So example, the plane that you are creating here. So some of it is all right, this way, all right, some of it is straight, some of it maybe on this way. All right, so people can lying down here, people can lying down here, people can lying down here, and with all this scissor structure below to support it. Know what I mean? So this is solving of lying down. People go there to rest and lying down. So maybe some part here you are designing it for people can sit. So you can see the dynamic of your design now. It's not just plain, and then people can do whatever they need. So you're not really give the option to the people. You're not really detailed in terms of that. Okay, so that one is creativity of solving problem. So you are not showing that as well. So now let's go to the drawing convention. Can I see your drawing? Okay, if I look at the drawing here, you need to improve. There is no ground line. All right, so this is a very serious issue. All right, for architecture, you need to start your elevations with ground line. Okay, if you think that, if you say that there's a tree and then you need to draw trees to show the context. All right, so ground line is very important to show where this building stand. If not, we're saying that this building are floating, I mean, on the sky or anything, because we should know where's the contact. So whatever it is in future, whenever you start to draw elevations or section, draw the ground line first. Correct? Okay. So missing the ground line and missing some of the context. And the other things is the line works. Seems like everything here is using the same line type or line work. Okay. So it's all in the same weight. So you should know which one is supposed to be thicker, which one should be thinner line. So I mean, Chinji, right? So in architecture, this is this the drawing, the communication to those to the viewers, right? To those who read the drawing. So as example, I can say here, I can see here, the way you are using this line is the same that for the building line, right? So you should know which one is in front and which one is at the back. So for sure, I can say this is at the back, all right? So supposed to be this one is thicker compared to this. Right? You should know which structure or which one is in the front. So you should know the front one have to be thicker than the back. So example, this two line here, the column line here, has to be thinner compared to this because this is in front, right? Okay. Same going to here as well. The structure have to be thicker. Right? Okay, compared to this line. Okay, so this is how we showing the depth of the drawing. So you need to keep in mind about this. All right. The rest, I think that's what you think. That's the thing that you need to improve, which is the line works and the line thickness. Okay.
Okay.
The model I cannot say anything. I think you can be explored. But let me share you some of few of the idea in the internet about deployable architecture. Can I share?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right. Yeah. Alamak. Okay. So let me share. All right. So this is an example of Caesar idea. Okay. So you are exploring actually from the structure and then you use the Caesar to throughout the structure. Can you see? Okay. With this structure, you can play around if you want to implement your cubic or everything. So look into this because of from the briefs stated just now from this HR explanation, you're supposed to be play around with the structure, how it can deploy the structure, how these foldings and everything, and how the Caesar are working with the structure. I think you can play around with this. Can you see? All right. I think it's a very fun project, but you take it very light and you take it very literal approach. I think you can play around with much more crazy and creative idea. All right. Be
Okay.
explorative. So you can see that there is a lot of potential. It's good that you have the Caesar. The Caesar is the main idea for you now. All right. I think the good things about your design now is the Caesar idea. But the rest, I think you need to look into it again. Okay,
Okay.
Jinji?
Yes. Yes.
All right. Okay, that's it. Thank you, Jinji.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, next. Pang Yuzi, is it?
Yes, good morning, sir. I'll share the screen.
Morning, Pang Yuzi. All right.
Yeah, can you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, good morning, sir, and everyone. Today I'm going to share about my deployable structure. And okay, my location is KLCC Park. So why is it so special about KLCC Park? Because when we go into the city center, the first building that we see is KLCC Twins Tower.
Hmm.
The shape is so unique. It's very unique because it's like two cones standing in the middle of the city. So that catch your eyes the most. So in design principle, we call this hierarchy. So when we get closer to the building, the KLCC tower, and we can see that the two buildings are totally the same. They are like mirror to each other. It is balanced. Okay. So this how we so easy to go to the KLCC park because of the building. So just below the KLCC tower, there's a park. So that is KLCC park. So the first feelings that when we enter the KLCC park, the first feeling that approach to us is natural because there's trees, there's grass, and there's water fountain, and also and there's many children there and many activities going on here. And also there's sunlight, so it feels warm and enthusiastic. So personally, the activity I like the most is kite flying. So I use kite flying into my concept. So kite flying, I like the shape, so I use the shape kite shape as my concept design. So flying kite, it is it means to like a kite is floating in the sky. So I'm planning to use this idea into my design structures. So okay, here's a location. Here's a location. Here's a KLCC part, and here's a location that I want to place my developer structure. So I want to use hierarchy into my design. So that people on the path, in the shopping mall, on the park walk path, can easily see my structure design. So this is hierarchy. Okay. So the top view of my structure design, I'm going to use octagon. Why octagon? Because the shape of the KLC tower, it also looks like octagon, but like this octagon, we join the outline together, the corners together to make it looks like this one, this octagon shape. So let's go into my structure design. So this is my front. This is my front elevation of my structure design. It's like height shape, and it is balanced, symmetry to each other. So here's an entrance to enter the structure, and there's an upstairs here. You can see people standing here. So here is a level 1. So how to get to the level 1? So we enter the entrance, then there's a net to climb upstairs, climbs to level 1. So actually, how to balance structures? I use there's 2 rods that connects to the trees to stabilize the trees. Okay, here's a section and a floor plan. So there's a root connect to the trees, and then here's a main beam connect to the ground, like stick to the ground. So here's a main support of the whole structures. So at the ground floor plan, which is here, so there's when we enter, there's a 4 step here. So we can step inside and climb the net to the first floor. When we enter the first floor, here's the entrance. So when we enter, there's floor here, and then here there's a net here. So for us to lay down, to relax, or reading, meditations, this one, the maximum packs is two packs. Yes. And then here's a mechanism of my developer structure. So on the rooftop there, here's can be assembled. So the step by step, this is fully closed one, and then step by step, like open like this one, and then until fully open. And then here's a mechanism part. I zoom in. So when it's open, so the wood will go up. So there's a hole in between. Okay, move up and down, and open and close. As you can see that. So the top view of the structure, when it's open, is like this one, and it closed is like this one. So here's a material I use. Wood stick. I use wooden stick for the assemble structure and the frame and the support, and then the rope net for the climbing purpose, and then the orange canvas, which is waterproof material. So when it's raining or sunlight, you can stay in there. It's like a shelter there. So the floor, I use bamboo. Because why? Because the bamboo is lighter than the wood. So the structure will not so heavy. So also is flexible. The bamboo is flexible. So it won't crack easily. Also waterproof also. And then the main And then the main support, I use iron bar to stick to the ground. So here's the main support of the whole structures. So here's my mock-up model, because due to now we are not going for the final modeling yet, so I do some mock-up model. Here's a top view of the model, top view the roof, and then the side view of the roof. It looks like this one. So the top and the bottom one I join together so that so I show this model just to show that these shapes can be done in real life. But that's all for my sharing. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Pang Wizi. Johnny, right?
Yeah, Johnny. Yes.
I still remember Johnny. Johnny, in terms of design, you did have, can say that you have flair. You have, can say kind of big talent in terms of how you see things, how you see design. But throughout your scheme here, I think you can do better than this. Personally, I believe you can do better than this. All right. Hmm. I know you try to, okay, let make it clear to me. You want to make this using this octagon, and then you want to have this kite and blend with octagon, the
Yeah.
shape and blend.
Yes.
So this is the issue. This is the issue because of these two things is totally different kind of elements, different kind of shape, you can say it, and different kind of character. Okay.
Okay.
While octagon is basically a very strong dominant shape because of its with all these edges and everything have to be equal to achieve this octagon, correct? While kite is basically, actually when you study about kite, you can create a lot of different shape and different type as long as it's balanced and it's lightweight. Okay, so the purpose is to fly it, and then it's a lot of, you can play with edges, you can play with a flying kite, you can play with this kind, you call it diamond kite, right? So you should be specific more how you look this kite and how you look this shape of octagon. All right, so what I mean here, it's kind of tough for you to blend in with these two. Okay, so but it can be done, all right, but you need to see in different perspective. So my suggestion here, you use this kite structure, all right, with this cross, all right, to achieve this balance, all right. So don't take this shape. So what you did is you take this shape, because this is, you take the shape here and you take the shape here. You got what I mean? So this dude, you are looking into both shape. So my suggestion is, this is you look into shape, but this one you look into structure.
Okay.
Okay, so my suggestion. So okay, now you already have this octagon shape, example. Yeah. So example, this is your octagon shape. Already have this. By you put this, right? When you try to put it aside first, and then you're exploring this kite structure. This kite structure first. So with this kite structure, how you can fully develop with this kite structure. All right. You have a lot of this kind of structure, and then you start to explore it. Explore the structure. Explore the structure. All right. And then maybe after that, you can start to implement in the shape of this octagon. Understand what I mean?
Yes. You mean like
Right.
the
Yeah.
so far we use the octagon idea, but the part we use a kite shape design, like the balance design. Is it?
Yes, but you look into the structure.
Yeah.
Okay.
For kite, we look
So
into the structure.
yes, so you explore the structure first and how the structure can be fit in with the octagon shape here. So as example, you're not looking this octagon shape for the floor plan. You look this octagon shape in different side. So example, even though you have this octagon shape for your elevation, example, all right, but the way you understand the structure of kite, so you can implement that. All right. Understand what I mean? So all this structure of this kite, all right, become this the way you arrange or the way you understand the structure of this kite structure, and then you implement in the shape. So now your shape or your elevation of your become the shape of your become octagon, but the structure that you use here, what kind of structure? It's a kite structure, example. Understand what I mean? Okay, so this octagon actually is limited you the design, but it's okay. If you try to blend in, you should look and play around with it. Okay. So can you go to another slide?
This one?
Okay, so this one. So this is what I mean here. So by you having this kite, and the middle here, it become your octagon, is it?
Yeah, the top view is octagon.
Top view is octagon. So your idea is to elevate it, right?
Yeah, that's a very
Yeah. Okay. So how you achieve? I think I'm okay with this idea. The idea of you elevated it. So what I mean is what you can improve from here is how you are using the kite structure. All right. So example, okay, now you have octagon and being lifting up. All right. How you're using this kite structure to support the structure there. Understand what I mean?
yes. So you mean like a big,
All right.
the two big kite support the structure?
Yes. So when you understand the structure of kite, and then you can play around with it, the structure become your design. All right.
Yeah.
So can you see if you understand? Okay, this is all the structure of kite that you understand. All right, between these two and between these two, and this thing that's slanted here can become this idea,
The net.
the netting. Yes. All right. Go what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. So you can have like a much more interesting idea of a kite here. All right. So this is the netting going up there. Got it?
Yes.
Okay. So this idea you can test it with more advanced. If you how if you can make it as a modular and have more of this idea. Example, you can have more than one. So you say that it can be jointing to this thing can be joined to another idea. You can join to another hexagon here, or sorry, octagon here, and then again you can deploy the same concept. Can you see?
Yeah.
All right. So one here become one unit. When you deploy more, it can be joined together. Go what I mean? It can be as one. So example, you have a one idea of this. All right. This is maybe your first idea of kite deploy. All right. And then you
Yeah.
have this kind of idea and the support of using a kite technology or kite structure. And then we will continue this with another one. The same thing. So it can become different things. People from here also can go to here. So you can give this option to
Yeah.
your to the panel as well. You say that if I
Yes.
add more of this deployment, it can be attached to each other, and they can jump from one structure to another structure. So
Yeah,
this
like
structure
a
they can become
three bit brick.
yeah, it can become like a modular. It can become a playground here.
Yeah.
Understand what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Understand what I mean? Right.
Yeah.
So this is what the idea. I love the idea of this. It's just that how you're bringing your idea here forward. Okay. So about
Yes.
this idea, if you have all this kind of structure, if you want to implement this open X, okay, it's a very simple one. All right. You say that here can be always can be open to get more free air. All right. Here can be open so that it can join to another one. So here also can, if you add number 3 of deployment structure here, you can add more. You can have more. Hexagon, octagon is a stronger shape and stable shape. I can say it's stable, not strongest, but stable shape. Right?
Yeah.
Same goes to square as well. So with this stronger shape, how to make it look light? You know, right? When we talk about stable, it's strong, it's solid. And how with this deployable, your challenge here, how to make this shape look like structure. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay. It's very good if you can have a detail on every single elevation. You can show the detail, how this jointing, how this join the, how you support this platform of hexagon or sorry octagon there. All right, how the structure. So you need to study the structure first, then you implement the octagon in there.
Yeah.
Right. I think the best is try to play with hexagon lah, not octagon. Octagon too much shape.
Yeah, too many corners, is it?
Yeah, too many corners. So try to have the octagon. Okay. All right. Hexagon. Hexagon is only six side. If you look at beehive, why beehive is very strong. Beehive is one of the idea of one of the nature idea or not idea. Is the natural that exists and to show and for human to learn about the modular system and one of the strongest or the solid shape. Right. So if you look at beehive, how it join, right? How it join to each other. It's all hexagon, correct? So it's the corner is perfect. It's perfectly to each other, right? So that's how smart bee is, right? That's how their hive is look solid and strong, like literally to protect actually whatever inside, to protect then like the honeybee, you know, right? So to protect what the bee internally, all right? So human learn from that as well. If you want to know, some of the architects, structure architect or engineers are looking to beehive is one of the as amazing from bee, from the natural, for animal, from insect, all right, to can be created. So you can study from that as well. From this, from the plan, you can look at you are jointing it. When you join it, how it happened and how the structure are integrating to each other. Okay, okay, Johnny.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Next, all right. Yeah, these are the things, all right, that I'm telling you. So you can do, you can challenge yourself. You see that if I have more than one, how it happened. If you have more than one of these, how it happened, or how the structure
Yeah.
works. So since that you are stated to me just now, you use balance and hierarchy. So with this shape that you are slanted, become a kite, you are losing the balance. You can see clearly from the section here, right? So the balance that we can see from the plan, all right? So, but you need to look clearly in terms of the balance for your structure, for elevation and section, okay? All right. You can remain the same idea as I told you, but you may can I think you can be improved a bit in terms of how you understand this kite structure uh, and the hexagon or octagon that you created here. All right. Next. Okay. I think can be much more detailed in terms of damage mechanism. You can show how it been deployed, how it been moving, how it deploy, how it can be moved, and how it changes, how it's been transformed. Okay. I think next one. Next. Okay, this is good, which is you are using other material. I think nothing much I will say, but if you are implement too much material as well, I think it's fine. But the bamboo is good. Why don't you use the whole thing as the bamboo structure? That would be interesting enough. Okay, or even the structure here,
Use bamboo.
you can use bamboo. All right, the structure as well can use bamboo. The iron bar here, I'm not sure is it okay or not to blend it with bamboo. All right, later on I'll show you some example of bamboo use, how bamboo can be used for your design. All right, next. Okay, so this is just a mock-up.
Yeah,
Right.
mock-up. Yeah.
Okay, so I think that's it from me. Any question?
So my structures is because the Miss HR give us a range 3 by 3. So can we like 3 by 3 on the top, the top view, and then what's the height? I want to ask what's the height? Is it the same or
How again?
sorry? What's the height you suggest me to use?
The height, I think not more than 4 meters should be fine. So the platform that you are raising up to 1.5 to 1.8, 1.8 to 2 meters should be fine. All right. So I think you have the rest is around the 1.5 meters. All right. So don't need to be too high. No need to go to until 6 meters. All right. So try to raise it up to until 1 meter should be fine. And then the rest is the so example my side. Right. Example here, yeah, this is the platform. So maybe you can raise it up from the ground level here. It's around 1 meter or 1 to 1.5. So that human are 1.5 human around this body lah. Right? Okay. So if you want to make it higher, should be fine. So you can create like much more higher, that is around 2 meter. All right, 2 meter, the human is here. All right, 2 meter. All right, 2 meter. But the on top here is all the structure lah. The structure are the one that close, right? The structure that you are designing.
The design.
The structure. So maybe some part is enclosed, some part is open. So maybe some part is closed, some part is open. This should be fine, so that the people can always stay here to enjoy the view. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe I can show you some. You can look into some of the bamboo.
So the characteristic is like trees in tree house, is it?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I want to show some of the bamboo works. I think you can go here. It's a bamboo greenhouse in the Bali. All right, so you can see how the greenhouse is. I think is I can say 95% they are using bamboo as the main material. So you can go and research to some of their project. You can see the smaller project, the smaller model here. Okay, so this is the understanding of structure for the bamboo. Okay, so you can look into this project and research further how they utilize bamboo and create the structure of the building. Clearly you can see structure 100% the structure of bamboo here. Can you see it? All right, so this is what
Yes.
I'm telling you just now. The way you're playing with the bamboo or structure of bamboo here. All right, this is how you are using it become your kite idea. All right,
Yeah.
and then you can have your example, you can have your platform here, and then you can have that kind of design. All right, so example, you look into the structure. One structure here can be one of your idea for your design. Okay, there's more here. If you look at the bamboo greenhouse Bali, if you've been to Bali, please go to this and visit how they use bamboo, how deploy or how they use bamboo crafting the structure here. It's very, very interesting. Even the furniture made of bamboo.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so bamboo is the main material for what you want to
My structure
explore.
design.
Structure design. And now you look into the kite. So if you look kite here, you can see that kite have a lot of shape, and to achieve kite is essentially supposed to be balanced. So balance is the very important things, right? So but there is a lot of shape, which box, flat, delta, shield, tetrahedral. Tetrahedral is the most common that you use. Edgy, diamond. So diamond is the common one. All right. So if you can see here, the line that is created here is achieved all the balance. All right. So delta here. All right. Bigger term. All right. So the structure, the understanding of the structure. Okay. So if you want to use the edgy or diamond here, all right, you just can use it, but you can see how the structure works. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So you need to take this to the next level. All right. So that's why I'm asking you the kite, look into structure, not look to the shape structure. The shape you can use the octagon from the KLCC that you mentioned just now, Pang. Johnny. Okay.
Understood.
I'm not saying that your work is not good. Don't take me wrong. I'm trying to push you harder. I have to push you further. All right, because I know your potential. From your work, I know your potential, Johnny. You can do better than that.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank you.
Cool. All right, cool. All right. Okay, last one. Tan Lee Jun.
Hi, sir.
Hi, morning.
Sir, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, this the concept I using. Firstly, good morning, sir. I doing my deployable structure in the Japanese garden, and my concept is like I using the five-sided because I use the five-sided because Japanese garden they have like the language is like five garden sense, and the five garden sense is like sight, hearing, touch, smell, taste. It's like experiencing the garden. So firstly, I developed a pentagon, and then this is the firstly developed plan, and then the architecture principle is simple repetition and rhythm, and the main function is to protection from the direct sunlight such as the UV rays, and it's for resting area, and while you inside you can feel like very chill, very relaxed, and of course naturalness, because I doing this pentagon is because at the top part you can view outside, you can view the view from the inside to the outside. Because in Japanese the word zen, because this is the garden related to the Zen garden, is naturalness, relax, simple. These three things is the main point. And I use the pentagon, and the issue of developing insufficient space, and then the roof mechanism, because the firstly develop the roof mechanism can be fold, and then like sometimes at the evening the sun, when people want to go inside and see the sun, like uh it cannot be open, and sometimes the air is cold or what, it cannot be open. So I developed a foldable roof, and the mechanism I use is like a slot in, like a Lego, like slot inside. And yeah, this is the side plan. This is the slot in mechanism, something like that. And this is the fold mechanism for the roof, and I added a string at here, so when you want to open the roof, you can just pull the string. And for this L bracket and the screw I use for the structure of the roof, like when you want to lock the roof up, but just lock at the middle part, because the middle part is maintained, but these two part is fault, you cannot lock that two part. And and then this is the location of the shelter, is at here. And then you can see here I have many trees, because I say it's like naturalness, it can be see through outside. This is the bubble diagram. And this is the plan anthropometry section, elevation, and this the developed model. So you can see this one is like this thing is like slot inside the floor part. This is not the this is just like how to say, a concept for the final model, but the really final model haven't been out yet. And this is the roof, as you can see the string and the link inside, just pull, and then this is the see-through outside part. Miss sir.
All right, can you slightly slowly go one slide to one other slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Design concept, creativity. Okay. The Japan Gardens. Yeah, I understand that this is one of the strongest element for Japan's. Japan have this kind of character they are bringing to achieve design 5 sense here, right? To feel actually they want to they created this to achieve the calmness, right?
Yeah, come on.
So they understand by having all these Zen natural element, relax, or maybe garden here to achieve this sense. All right, it's more about spiritual elements lah. But when it comes to your design, I don't really see that. I don't really see that in your design. Yeah, you're playing around with a very strong statement, the Zen, the five sense. All right, so you need to look into one by one: sight, hearing, touch, smell, taste. How you implement that in your design. So actually, your concept and idea here is a very strong segment and become your problem. You know what I mean? But when you start to develop it, you're losing that. You're losing that. How you're not be able, you're not able to explore and explain to me just now. Even I can't really see in your design how actually you achieve this sign, hearing, touch, smell, and taste. How you do that in your design? So uh, don't really feel that. You can say that you not achieve because it's strong statement. To have this is very strong statement, and then you need to show it clearly. As example, if you want to design this, so most probably you are designing like they are can lying down on the roof that you design. They are lying down on the roof and feel the zen. Maybe you create a water element. So you say that you are choosing site that nearby to water element, and some of the water element coming into your design. Can be your deployable structure here can build on the water. For example. So this is what you need to do. You need to play around with the nature and surrounding. What I mean? All right.
Yeah.
So the structure that you are designing, you say that it can be deployed on the river side, on the water, and then that, like the water flow under your floor, under your structure, and then can hear the water, can hear the water's flow, and smell a very good from the water flow, and can hear and can feel the coldness from the water, so you can at least achieve the zen. So the idea is how to achieve the zen. Yeah, so you are not show that in your design. Okay, got it? Right, so I don't know, three of you, all three of you, maybe you interpret you have a very strong shape first, but this project can be very very fun if you explore the structure first, right? So like you were using this pentagon, Johnny just now using the octagon, and Chuchinji using the square shape. So why don't you guys explore the structure first, how the structure can be very fun and explorative, then you try to blend in with the shape again, right? The shape always can be changed, right? The space can be changed according to your design, all right? Okay, clear? So that is in term of concept, all right?
After sir, maybe can show some example.
All right, sure.
Play. Yeah.
All right.
So now
Wait,
next is it?
Okay, wait, okay. Wait, Zen. Okay, next we go to next first, yeah. Okay, next.
Yeah.
All right, on this mechanism and everything here, I think it's about your study how to hit fold and everything, right? So the shape, your is deployable. When we talk about deployable, it can be install and uninstall, correct? You can bring like a tent, install and uninstall. But the way you're creating it looks so solid and bold. You have like a wall there. All right, can you show me the model? Yes.
Yeah,
It
so
like
mean
become
this one is it?
no, I mean here. I mean this one. This one.
Okay.
Become a wall. It become like a house here. You're supposed to look like it's very lightweight. So you're supposed to be very explorative on terms of the structure. So I can understand you have this kind of structure. So example, you have this kind of structure. I don't know how you, right? So I know you said it's a slot in here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's slot and the slot, everything there. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe you say that this slot as well can be upside down. You have two things here. This slot, alamak, cannot really. Can you change to different paper so that you can see clearly? Different slide. Okay, okay. All right. So let me draw again. This thicker one. So example, you explore the structure. The slot in is the middle, and then you slot. All right, in the slot, the slot, the slot. So maybe all right, another one more slot at the back there. So maybe you say that I have two this slot, portable slot here, and then you slot in below. You have another below one here. All right, below here, slot in, slot, slot in here, slot in here, and slot in here. So the middle part here is where the people can sit. Understand what I mean?
Yeah.
This is middle here that you can slot in. Here is you can slot in the floor, example. So people can always slide down and slot in there. Oh, sorry, I can change it back to black. Can lie down and everything. So maybe the zen that you're telling me just now, you said that below here, you let the water flow. And then all the zen or the trees that you are saying that it can be blend in with the trees. All right, so there maybe there's a hole inside here. You design a something in the. I mean, you let the floor have a hole so that let the trees growing. Example, you say that I let the trees are growing into this my your design. The trees are growing to design. All right, to achieve the zen here. So if you want to close it here, you say that okay, you have another slot idea. Oh, what happened? I guess can I join later? I think that's stuck in my laptop. Can I join again? Wait, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. All right. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Again, Talijun, can you see the potential of the structure? So you study how the structure can be as one and how you can explore it. So example here, the slot still there. Okay, the slot is still here. So I think I change the color first. Wait. Okay, this is all the slot things. All right, here's all the slot things. And then this slot as well can still slot in with your structure and then can become your covered as a roof. Again, here. All right, can be covered. So the same technique, but when you expand it, all right, it's very become interesting. So maybe the slot thing here. So the slot thing that you pay, you can put the slot here at the corner here. All right, and then you can expand it. You can expand it. When you expand it, how it become. You got what I mean? All right, so you are studying how this slot can be expanded. So you not fit in, become a very boxy here. Got it? And then the achieve Zen here is mostly about the spiritual, about the inner. So the water element have to be here, the trees, the vegetation. So you say that, all right, so you're using the material of timber material here. So you're not using like a steel because steel not really a Zen thing, right?
Yeah.
You use a natural elements, natural material like timber or bamboo. So all of that to give the feel of you living in the bamboo or thinking here. All right, Aniju? Okay. So actually
Then
this project is
when
very
sorry.
yes. Yes.
That is my concept. Then I draw like bamboo, something like that. Then when I develop the model, what material should I use?
You can use model, you can cut you can use balsa
Oh,
wood, or you can use satay stick
okay.
maybe. Satay
Oh,
stick, very easy to
okay.
use, right? Right.
Like almost
So
the same color.
yeah, I must say, or maybe you can just use a
Okay.
model board also can, because you just want to see how the structure works. All right.
Okay.
Or you can use
Okay.
what we call that, ice cream stick maybe.
Ice cream stick, is it? Okay.
uh, all right, so I think
Uh,
this project is very interesting. You can look into deployable architecture. All right, so okay, this is I think quite near to your what you want to do lah, Talijun. So maybe let me share.
Yeah.
All right, stop sharing. All right, can you see here?
Yeah.
All right, so if you look at this example, this structure, I think the same thing that I said to you just now. The idea of the having this connector, can you see? So you can
Yeah.
see this is one idea for that to deploy, and then they have the same connector. Can you see? So think same thing is that what you did just now. So you just need to think how your connector can be as one, and then if you add more, what it becomes. All right, you add one set, they have another set here. How it going to be? How it looks like. So as I told, as the same thing to Johnny just now, you are challenging yourself. You go further. You are setting up one set of structure of deployable structure, and you add more this modular. What it can be? It will look very interesting. So, yes, can you see? All right. Yep. Okay. So how the connector here become one deployable structure, and how it can be fit in with your pentagon just now, become the pentagon shape. And if you add more of that, how it looks like, that will be very interesting subject that we can see. Got it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So go into the structure. If you're exploring the structure, I think you can see a better solution or better design. All right. About the concept Zen thing, I think you can always play around with how you implement the water element, how you place this your model or your design on water maybe, or beside the water, on trees maybe. All right. So example, you say that this deployable can be built on trees as well. So you have trees example, all right, with all the structure connector can be built on the trees as example. All right. All right. So and then you have seating lah. I mean how you are going to sleep. And then again, the structure connector. Right. So that I think you will start well if you understanding how they can be joined to few angle with the connector. All right.
Yeah.
So all right, if you can study further on the connector, so that I think I find some of the connector. Yeah, I try to find for you the structure of that connector.
So no wrong, right? Actually, I use the slot-in mechanism. It also considered as a deployable, right, sir?
Yeah. It's considered as variable. But you want to add, you have if you want to join much more, a lot more angle, so you need to have another different mechanism lah. Right? I'm trying to find it. I think I connected with frame timber. Yeah. Great. Yeah. I'm trying to find all the connector. All right. So like this example. Okay. All right. Can you see here? So this is the connector. So you can use this kind of idea, the connector here. Can you see give a different angle? I think there's more. There's a connector that can add more. All right. This thing. All right. This connector. I said that there's a lot more connector here. We call it a steel connector lah. All right. So you can go and study on this and how your timber, you can design your own connector. All right. Okay. So as example, the connector that you can design is like you have a few slot of it. So example, this is the connector of it. So you can design like an angular slot. This one slot, and on this side is another one slot. Another slide is four. You become a four slot, and then you can put the timber here. You got what I mean? There's a timber here. So this is another second slot. You can put the timber here. All right, you need to know what's the angle. Everything. You can design the slot angle here, right? The slotting here. Okay, so there's a lot more potential idea example that you design there, like it's angular. So maybe angular idea. The slot. This is steel lah. So and then you can fit in the steel or bamboo inside here. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you design this connector. That will be interesting if you in the drawing you design this connector and how the connector. If you say that I want to have more angle, like 5 angle and one more to the top, yeah, do that. This is going to be to the top, and this is going to be the ground. So you design this connector, right? So and this connector it become the structure of your buildings. So your design will not going to be like a boxy anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, look into the structure. Okay, I think that's it. All right, in terms of your concept, in terms of I think design wise, I think it will be interesting if you can explore the structure and become the deployable things. Okay, any question?
I think no for me.
No. Okay, any open the floor. Any question from Johnny, Chu Chinji, or you, Tan Lee Jun? Any? Johnny, anything?
No, sir. I think I understand the concept already.
All right. In terms of drawing, I can't really normal lah. You need everyone. Then for my group, I think Johnny are okay with the drawings. Tan Lee Jun can be improved in terms of line works and everything. The drawing, how to improve? If you ask me, look find more reference and example. Okay, drawing, there's no such thing that you can be improved if you are not keep on practicing, right? So keep on practicing. Look example. You cannot do it by not look into reference. All right, example, you want to say that you want to draw the detail of the connector just now, as I told you. So find a reference. How I want to draw this connector. Okay. So if you try to come up with your own way of drawing, so it not become architecture anymore. So architecture is, you need the reference. It's a science. It's a fact. It's not just a theory. You need to find a reference for you to understand further on what you're doing. Okay. Same goes to drawing. How to draw elevation example. So find out which one is the best elevation that you can find in internet, in books. All right, not copy, but look at how they're using the line work, how they're drawing the symbol, how they're drawing the roof symbol, or the angle or the line. So look into the example. All right. So that's I think the only way to improve drawing. Time by time, you will see yourself are improving in terms of drawings. Okay.
Yes,
I
sir.
think that's it for me. If there's no,
So,
thank you.
is it okay our composition, the presentation compose, is it okay? Compose a
Yeah, it's
presentation.
COVID thing. It's COVID. So presentation in slide. Yeah, I think all of you should be okay. It still can be improved in terms of that, but the physical presentation, you still need to compose all the drawing, right? In the drawings, everything in the one in pieces of drawing, in the drawing sheet. But today, yeah, I think pandemic, COVID things, you need to present in PowerPoint. So yeah, I think it's fine for me. I think much because I can't really check the skill and all. The technical side is very limited for me to look into it as well, because of on the scale wise, on I just can check on the proportion, but I'm not sure what scale that you guys use and everything because I can't really check here. All right. So as long as I can see it clearly, the most comment that I give just now is mostly on your design parts, right?
Yes.
Design and what things that you can improve. Okay. But in terms of
Okay.
technical drawing, technical issue, I can't really check clearly because I can't really, yeah, it's limited with this online presentation. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. Okay. So I hope that you can be proof and okay, good luck. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Okay, bye bye. Mr. Chen,